Now, hold on. Before we start the show, real quick, I know y'all lost more money on y'all parlay. All I ask is this, man. Hit that subscribe and hit the bell. It's free. I promise you it ain't cost you nothing to support somebody. I'm just trying to reach 100K subscribers. Let's get to the video.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you believe they told me that I would never make it? Now we smiling in their faces, smiling in their faces.
So I guess Jeff Teague's jumping on the bandwagon, the hate bandwagon of Kobe Bryant. What is going on? Is this content creators just trying to figure out a new way to make some money, or did it really feel this way? Because I do know one thing. They never had the energy to speak to the man while he's alive. And I guarantee you, a lot of these dudes, 100% of these dudes ain't going to speak the way they are and the way they've been speaking if the dude was alive. But if you guys haven't seen it, heard it, or checked it out, I got a few clips for you guys to check out. Then you're going to get into my take, and you don't want to miss this because I got a lot to say. I got a lot to break down. So let's get started.
Let's just leave it at
And I'm gonna tell y'all something about all defensive teams. They just put anybody on them after. Like if you made it once or twice, 3 times, they just start putting you on there. Like 12 times all defensive team. I played Kobe, bro. He wasn't guarding like that.
Yeah,
Maybe the first 4 or 5 he was. After that, bro, he wasn't guarding like that, bro. Nah, go look. Paul Pierce and them used to cook. Joe Johnson used to cook.
The thing about the NBA is, bro, you're gonna get cooked, bro.
But I'm saying to be all defensive team, you know it's
You
people.
had to do something in them stats to get that many goddamn all defensive teams.
Nah, bro, people used to just randomly say that, like, cause it's a persona. Like the first couple times he made it, like he lock up, and then it just became a thing. Like Kobe Bryant played defense. Tony Allen and them dudes played defense.
Court.
I'm saying, so you think Kobe Bryant, who's shooting 40 shots, is going out here and playing?
When it was crunch time, Joe.
He's competitive for sure.
He was competitive, but that don't mean he was locking up. That's why they had Metal World Peace.
So Jeff Teague has been added to the Kobe hate bandwagon, maybe to increase his podcast views, or maybe he really feels that way. Jeff is a one-time All-Star with the Atlanta Hawks, but other than that, he wasn't an elite point guard. He had a forgettable NBA career, and at any point in any stretch of his career, he was not a top elite point guard. Now, I give people credit in the NBA because you don't get to the NBA by being a scrub. When these people that are in the NBA, their craft, their dedication, their skill set, their God-given ability, their talent, I never knock it because I'm not a hater, and I play basketball, and I played against people, during the AAU circuit that were in the NBA, that ended up going to the NBA, and them dudes was hella hard to guard. Them dudes was different. So I give respect to Jeff Teague. But before I break down some details, I want to know why players are that not even in the same building, the same category, are taking shots negatively around people that are not here to defend themselves. There's no way in God's name, like I said, Jeff Teague of all people would dare say anything to Kobe's face. And that's one thing I don't respect. But one thing's for sure, and that's Kobe is not overrated defensively. If anything, the man is underrated. But all hoopers know this, and I'm talking about hoopers here. Not every single possession do you sit in the chair. If you don't know what sitting in a chair means, is when you get in a defensive position where you're pretty much sitting in a chair to guard your defender. Not every time you play defense you're going to sit in a chair for the whole possession. Now, defense is an effort thing. I say this all the time. A lot of people can move their feet offensively, but they don't want to move their feet defensively. But effort does not show up on the stat sheet. If you watch Kobe play, you knew one thing he never lacked, and that was competing. The guy didn't coast on defense. He even seeked knowledge from Gary Payton, the best point guard of all time as far as defending goes, just to get more advice on the defensive side of the ball. That to me is effort. That shows you want to go above and beyond what you know to increase your level on the defensive end. Now, if that doesn't make you a great defensive player or add to it, then what does? 12-time All-NBA don't ring a bell? I guess like he said, they just hand out that award. So I guess Tim Duncan got 15 All-NBA defense. I guess that don't mean nothing, huh? That doesn't mean he was a good defender. It doesn't mean he's a good shot blocker, a good post defense, rim protector. Nah. Okay, cool. Now, I don't go by defensive ratings because these ratings are team-oriented. If I stop my guy, right, I get a stop and he passes the ball to my teammate who plays defense like freaking James Harden, it affects my defensive rating. So I won't mention team ratings. But what I want to make clear is that I watch games and Kobe was a one-on-one perimeter defender. He didn't duck matchups, not even on the All-Star game stage, the final stage, the regular season, or playoffs. There's not a single overrated thing about his defense. 12-time All-NBA defense is not just handed out to chumps like Jeff Teague. They're earned and they're not given. Now, Jeff Teague may have seen an older Kobe. That's my only thing where I'm thinking of, like, maybe he's seen an older Kobe. Maybe the Kobe, you know, that just ruptured his Achilles. I mean, if you came into the league, Jeff Teague, in 2009, I mean, you get to see the 9 and 10 chips. Okay, he went back-to-back. Then he got 11, 12. He's still playing out of control. And then, you know, 13 after that season, you know, obviously Kobe was, you know, the shell of himself, unfortunately, because he, you know, like I said, he didn't have a LeBron body. He didn't have a Scottie Pippen or a Michael Jordan body. You know, he had a regular body that was just a little bit more athletic. So obviously it changed when you're 34, 35, tearing your Achilles. It's different. So maybe he didn't see that guy that went toe to toe every single possession, or maybe it was a night where somebody had a different matchup or something. Like, I can't sit there and say what this guy's talking about. If he could give proof to the game, maybe we can check it out for ourselves. But at the end of the day, what you're not going to do is limit a guy who maybe had a season or two towards the end of his career when he was a shell of himself that didn't play the greatest defense, and say, oh, Joe Johnson killed him, or oh, he was overrated defensively. I mean, I seen clips that I'm showing when he was guarding Kyrie. He took the matchup personally, and he defended the man, and he was at least 34 there. So what I'm trying to say is that you can't use the guy's end of his career while he was riddled by injuries to say he wasn't a good defensive player when you didn't play against the guy. And hell, you barely played the first couple years of your career, if I'm not mistaken. So how do you know how it is, or who's guarding who? It just, like, you know, I just look at it as chat, man. It's very chatty. I'm not a big fan of chat. I'm a big fan of facts. So if you want to bring up facts and you want to show proof, bring proof. But what it looks like to me is hate. What it looks like to me is somebody trying to get their ratings or get their views, or just having a conversation about something that you kind of don't really have all the information, but just want to say something. Like, I know for a fact Jeff Teague is a LeBron guy, so this doesn't take me by surprise to take shots at Kobe, because most LeBron fans, what they like to do is diminish Jordan and Kobe to make LeBron look better. But at the end of the day, Kobe has more defensive teams, that selections, than LeBron James. So we know for a fact that Jordan and Kobe both played more defense. If you ask me, when it came to that 2013 season, LeBron James had more effort on the defensive end. But once he lost to Marc Gasol, it seemed like he just wanted to get the trophy just so he could say, well, I got a defensive player of the year trophy like Michael Jordan does. And it wasn't because he actually wanted to play defense and have effort. It was more so just to have the accolades. And that's one thing I don't like. I feel like a lot of times some players play for accolades or awards, but they don't actually want to be a better defender or give that effort if it wasn't going to be rewarded to them. Whereas when I see Kobe pick up D Wade, he took the challenge personal. He didn't need it. It wasn't about an award. It could be on the All-Star stage, picking up LeBron 72 feet or 92 feet, I should say. Like, we're not on the same level if we're just doing something because you're going to get a pat on the back. You do it because you care, you're a competitor, and you want to shut down your opponent. And that's the stuff I seen. That's the shit I witnessed watching this man play. So therefore, when you tell me a guy is overrated defensively, I'm like, is he really overrated? I would say underrated. I would say the man took matchups personal. I would say the man didn't need much to get him fired up to go dive on the floor, dive in the loose ball, or pick you up or sit in a chair and play defense. But I digress. I just want to know what you guys think about this whole situation. We add another player to the list that's talking out his ass. This time, like I said, is a guy that pretty much can't even sit at the same table, be in the same building when it comes to their careers. But nonetheless, what you guys think of this? My name is Tyler. This is Tyler Rose TV. I'm going to see you guys on the next video. Peace.